Hey guys, so this is another first impressions video. This time it's for Haylee, and I swear guys, I had lots of footage for this hero, but then I discovered that in Arena, after 1 day or so, the recordings for defense get erased. So yeah, now I have less footage, but I still have some, so don't worry guys, I got you covered. So let's jump to her skill real quick here. Slow speed, usually pretty bad, deals 320% damage to all enemies for 5 hits, and increases the defense of yellow or Leviathan allies by 50%. So this is interesting, because now, this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is probably the only hero that I've heard like a color and a faction at the same time. So this is pretty interesting, and the Leviathan faction actually has a lot of problems with defense, because most of them have high attack and low defense. So this is interesting for me for sure. Especially if you're free to play, because when you're free to play, you tend to mix a lot of colors. So making a Leviathan team, there's a lot of 4-stars in Leviathan in the Leviathan faction. So this could be interesting for sure, especially with her other abilities, which I'm gonna speak about in a moment. For 5 turns, lures enemies into the Conquest realm for 5 turns. So this is an enemy realm. In other words, it affects your enemies in this situation. So yeah, right off the bat, realms is super important with this game. Every single defense, most of the defense teams that are very successful in this game have a team realm creator and a enemy realm team creator on their teams. Usually that's the most, you're not forced to actually use realms or your defense teams, but the ones that are most successful usually have 2 realm users, one for yourself and to the enemy. So yeah, this is also almost relevant all the time. Conquest realm neutralizes every instance of enemy healing within the realm and makes Haylee launch a precision blast at them, dealing 160% extra damage. Each target can trigger 1 precision blast from Haylee every turn. So pretty much, if you missed this is the exact same ability that Molly has, and Molly is a very freaking powerful hero. When I usually use the hero on the attack, I always check if they have a hero that actually heals a lot. Hashtag Alia, if you haven't noticed. If it has Alia, I'll probably attack it with my Molly. And now another hero that does exactly that, yeah, that's going to give me extra options to actually eliminate. Because usually on the first round of a war, I'm going to use my Molly. And then on the second or third reset or things like that, I won't be able to actually do that. But now I can. So yeah, Alia's in the second and or third teams on war. Watch out. This is going to be very problematic for you guys. Now, coming back to the abilities for the Leviathans, passive restores 25% mana to Leviathan allies for every 10 Naya Stone match. So this is super interesting, because there is a big difference between Molly and Haylee, and is that Molly, after 3 turns, she'll get 3 free activation for heroes from her faction. But Haylee does it a little differently. You connect stones, you get mana for your entire freaking team if they're Leviathan. In other words, your heroes are on Leviathan. So let me jump right here so I can show you all the Leviathan heroes real quick. So if you see these options for 4 stars, many of these, even Mr. Frickin' Carrots, all these guys are being used in free to play, so I can see why getting this hero and then adding a bunch of your own heroes that are from your faction, that's going to give you a lot of options there. Because even though you don't get the stones that you actually want, connecting 10 will give 25%. Man, that is a high amount of mana. It doesn't matter if the hero's slow, average, whatever. 25% mana, everybody gets it. That's pretty impressive, in my opinion. So for free to play, that could be a legit team for sure. Let me see. Lots of shields with Lorenzo, Reginald. Let's see. It could definitely work, because Mr. Carrots creates a bunch of shields on his own. This faction does not have a lot of healing, so do take that into account. Now, for other levels of play, for defense and things like that, Lorenzo by far is the best hero on defense from this faction, and maybe until Haylee came here. But adding Haylee and Lorenzo at the same team on defense, Lorenzo is almost gonna go off a lot. I mean, like fast, because that guy at +5, if you dispel his damage share, he's gonna gain mana, and then he's gonna get extra mana from Haylee in that situation by 25%. So that is pretty freaking impressive, guys, for sure in that situation. On the attack, I don't really see the other heroes being used. It would be in a situation maybe that you already use your red team or your green team and you have Samuel and Pearl left over, and maybe you can add Haylee and these heroes in this situation to actually go out and actually do a multicolor team in that situation. That actually is going to work because Samuel is an incredibly high damage dealer, and Pearl is another insane damage dealer. So these two heroes in that team could actually work, in my opinion. I don't think that the entire team is going to be full of Leviathans, but yeah, at least these three heroes on your second team, that could definitely work. Reginald, I don't think Reginald has a place in this team because he's good, but he's not that good. I mean, you're already preventing freaking healing and possibly +5 doom. Oh, look, I'm going to talk about the Awakenings a little later. But anyway, those are my thoughts on the actual factions. Faction's pretty powerful. And remember that the faction also has this buff, which is raises the attack by 30, 60, 75% when a member defeats an enemy. So that could also be very relevant. Specifically using Samuel and Pearl, raising the attack by this high is pretty amazing, pretty disgusting, guys. So yeah, that could definitely be a thing, guys. Now, back to the hero, guys. So the thing is that, let's talk about her Awakenings. Let's just go over there. +1, lures all enemies into the Conquest realm for 5 turns when battle begins. So pretty much every single realm hero has this ability at +1. Right off the bat, they get the realm, and we're able to counter it enemy realms that are neutralized in that situation when you start the battle. So this is super important if you want to be competitive in PvP more than anything. Now, this is where everything changes. This is the first hero that I've seen that actually does this. Effective when defending, specifically with defending. Turns 1 Naya Stone into a dynamite barrel when each turn begins. When matched, deals extra pure damage equal to 10% of mass HP to a random target and has a 50% chance to stun the target for 1 turn. So this is the first hero that I've seen that is specifically that specific ability in Awakening it only happens when the hero's on defense. So this is. Yeah, this is. I mean, I love the ability in this situation because every single turn that passes, she's gonna create a barrel. She creates a barrel. However, do take into account that she creates a barrel even without the realm up. So even if her realm is not up, she still creates the barrel. She still creates the barrel every single turn. So if you're gonna use a strategy that affects the enemy, and if you have a bunch of artifacts that changes the colors at the beginning of the fight, yeah, oh my god. I shudder to think this strategy, because if you combine her with this gal over here, let me show you, it's better this way, with Freya at +5, the entire team is going to get overload, and you're going to change a bunch of stones there for sure in that situation. So let's talk about her a little bit more here. Awakenings +2 is the usual 10%. The +3 enhanced Conquest realm. So this is a realm for sure. Reduces enemy mana gain by 30%. So this, some players may underestimate this ability, but man, I've learned to not underestimate these types of abilities because of Yuki. Yuki actually lowers the mana gain by 33% with her realm in that situation. So yeah, I've seen bosses fail against this. I've seen defense teams fail because of this. This 30% less mana gain even affects Alia, and when you're having 2x mana later on in the fight, if by any chance Ali is still alive after all that, if this realm is up, there's going to be a turn that you will be able to attack Alia or whichever hero you want in that situation, just because of this less mana gain in that situation. So this by far is going to be very relevant versus bosses and also PvP. So very powerful stuff, guys, for sure. The +4 is the same as the +2. And the +5, infecting when defending again with the defending. Turns 4 Naja stones into dynamite barrels when battle begins. So at this point, we're creating stones everywhere, guys. We're creating the first stone and also 4 additional, so it's 5 stones. So as I said before, if you have the artifact that changes the stones to one that it isn't, for example, if it's red, it's gonna turn to something else. That's gonna happen, and on top of that, this is gonna happen as well. So pretty much your stone weapon is gonna be useless if those two are there. And if not, if you have the overload from Freya and this guy here, that's going to be a very devastating start for your enemy. And if you have a red team specifically that they specialize in the first turns eliminating 2 targets like super fast, that's gonna be devastating for your enemy if you have this on defense. So this is really powerful for sure, guys. I've tested it over and over and over, and the beginning does make the enemy move a lot slower, gets even stunned in that situation. So very powerful stuff. But it doesn't stop there. Enhanced Conquest Realm. 100% of each instance of enemy healing within the realm is converted into extra damage. Pretty much the same ability from Molly, and that is the most powerful ability from both heroes, Haylee and Molly, in that situation. So this, So I would love to say that this is the end of Alia, but I haven't really seen a lot of people getting this hero +5. However, this may change because that ability alone can decide a battle, and specifically the top guilds in the game usually have a lot of defense teams in F1 just to prevent Molly from being used in that situation. However, there are strategies that you can use to put the realm on the left side of your team and prevent that. But still, Molly is a pretty powerful hero, and you still risk getting eliminated in that situation. And now you have an additional hero, Haylee, lowers the mana gain and also does the extra damage. So very, very powerful stuff, guys, for sure. The less alias in the world, the better. But let's see how that actually turns out. So let's take it to a spin, but this time around, since I have the hero completely, we're gonna go to arena instead of the thing that we actually do here. So let's see if I can actually fight somebody here. Let's see Gromov here. He does have a good combination there. Are we crazy enough to actually fight this type of team with a yellow team? We may fail, for sure. Let's see. Man, I don't think that I'm gonna actually attack this team with yellow because of this Edgina. Edgina is so powerful versus yellow teams. It's not even funny when she starts throwing snakes, unless you kill her first. If you kill her first, we can actually work with that. But for sure, but let me just do it. Why not? Let's do it. Even if we die, we're probably gonna lose anyway, so it doesn't matter. Let's just do it. So let's see. Let's put our usual team here. You put it like that. Oh my god, this is a really risky fight, guys. I may lose for sure. Let me switch the runes here. Yeah, I don't have the best runes. And after this, I'm going to show you some recordings of fights that I did. So let's see. So I'm definitely going to make sure that these guys. Let's see. Just need the Yellowstone here. Oh yeah, and switching to this weapon. Now it's a little bit more, So let's see. In this setup on the team, I don't have a lot of defense. I don't have a good amount of ways to heal in that situation. But let's see what happens, guys. I'm probably gonna lose. It's probably not the best team, but it's pretty straightforward. Alright, so usually these types of strategies I try to make... Ah, this is terrible, terrible, terrible. I try to make sure that Alia activates so we're actually able to do these things. Let's get this party started here. So he's gonna get stunned, but it doesn't matter too much. I am going to wait a little bit more because I do want to activate Alia as much as possible in this situation. I'm actually surprised that they doesn't have an actual team. Okay. Let's see. Probably this is the correct option, so I don't get stunned every single time I attack. And probably I do want to... I really don't want the snakes to be created too soon, because if that happens, it's game over. So I'm actually going to do it like this to make sure that Alia activates here. Okay, it actually ran out, so that's a problem. Yeah, that is a terrible start. So let's see. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it, or let me activate here. There we go. All right, let's clean this up because we're getting in trouble here, guys. Clean this up and activating here. Okay, let's just do it, guys. We're getting too risky with the way that we're playing here. Okay, let's kill this gal. Or try to kill her anyway. Let's try to do it now. Let's see with the natural healing we can actually do something. Ah, the snakes. So I am going to paralyze this guy. And I have to make sure that the snake dies. That's the main thing here. Boom, boom, boom. And... Alright. Alright, nice. So definitely I need to paralyze Edgina now so I don't have too many problems here. Or I could try to kill her. No, she's plus frickin' 5. So that's not gonna happen. So let's try to do this. Let's activate the counter here because I need Edgina to die as soon as possible. Oh man, people are dying here. So anyway, this is how you actually eliminate Edgina. Alright. So for now, we haven't activated many times Alia here. So in that situation, we haven't actually needed specifically Haylee because this cow hasn't activated so many times as I need it. So let's see if we can actually do that. So I might as well just kill her now. I mean, there's no other option here. So in this specific fight, I didn't actually need her as much, but if Alia would have went off many times like I've used before, that can definitely be useful in that situation. And do remember that these guys have 30% less mana gain. Let's see if it shows. Yeah. So that could have been also a thing that actually affected them. So it's not 100% just her with the realm with the actual healing. It's making sure that the enemies don't go off as many times as possible there. So 46k without the actual hitting is pretty high actually. So yeah, of course she did 76k. Oh, that Edgina. Snakes for days, guys. So I'm gonna show you the other fights that I actually did here in that situation. Oh my god, I did have a defense a moment ago and it erased here. Man. So I'm going to show you her on defense here. I'm going to show you here. She's not going to do a lot because this guy, Munich from my guild, used this super powerful red team to eliminate. And since I don't have my Haylee at high levels, I can't really, I can't really prevent her from being actually destroyed in that situation. But still, check out this beginning. So you can actually see. Look at that. All that red. And then four barrels in that situation. So we got 4 barrels. Let me speed it up here. I'm pretty sure that he actually maxed out. Boom. Now we have somebody stunned here. Boom, 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 boom. And that's what usually red does. Red eliminates heroes really quickly in the beginning of the battle. So check this out. Every single turn that passes, even though her realm is not up, see, there's one created. And then others are created over and over and over again. So that's how usually she works. I did decide to use this team specifically because I already tested with 70X other types of teams and she kept dying. Well, 70X is like 20k more power than me, and he's using purple. So purple versus yellow, it's not going to work very well. But it did have interesting beginnings, but I can't show you guys sadly. And for some reason, Munich's here spent a very long time to actually... Maybe he was talking to his girlfriend or something. Maybe she was complaining. I don't know. Life happens, guys. It is what it is, guys.
Fire leads us to eternity.
Alrighty. Boom. See, she was turned green, and because she is the weakest hero in the team here. So she is going to do that. But she was stunned. Check this out. There was stunning there. I'm not sure if it was for the barrels or probably from Agony there. Alright, let's see. And even though she dies, the barrel still stays in the border. That is something that you have to take into account as well. So even though she dies, she does leave the barrels. That situation. Oh, she actually got revived here too. Very nice. Second win, but I've always noticed that when a hero is revived by one of the revival heroes and they get hit, they get they get killed so easily, it's not even funny. Yeah. But still, Red is doing their job, making sure the enemy is weakened, and after that, they actually get absolutely destroyed after that. So, yeah. Man, look at that. Even with stones, they die, but you get revived again. But I've never understood why specifically after they get revived, they die so freaking easily. So that was the fight that I had her on defense in that situation. I did have another one, but it's pretty much the same thing. Difference is that she dies faster. I really need to upgrade her higher because, actual damage from weaker elements is a big problem now with this meta in which we have Gillian everywhere actually doing all these things. So I'm going to talk about that a little later because her badges do have a somewhat a solution there. So I'm going to show you a fight that I actually attacked with yellow. Let's see. Yes. This one that I did here. Look at, see. She's doing the most damage in the entire friggin' team because we are having to heal the enemy there in that situation. So I'm going to show you that fight here. So this time I didn't mess up the realms. So we were able to actually do a good interaction again. Man, they really don't like Arthur, these freeze artifacts, huh? So let's see. And if you've noticed, you saw that Haylee got the mana first than the entire friggin' team, because that is something that I've noticed. Even though she's slow, most of the time, well, pretty much all the time, she gets her mana at 100% faster than Apollo, which Apollo, by the way, is also a slow hero. But yeah, she definitely needs in that situation that extra mana to actually go off a lot. But there is something you have to take into account. And I've seen it many times. You have to make sure that Haylee, when you activate her, that she's not attacking a counter hero, specifically Artemis. Artemis destroys this hero if you're not careful. You have to be mindful when you actually activate her. You have to make sure that she has a shield. You have to make sure she has damage here or something to be able to survive Artemis, because most of the Artemis have really powerful levels and things like that, and it's gonna do a lot of damage for her, maybe one shot. So now we're gonna see her ability here. Check this out. You see how classic Molly ability, which is amazing. And by the way, when heroes actually heal, she does like this little counter attack. When you actually Alia went off, you can see the damage that was done there. And remember that healing that is prevented and turned to damage is counted as the actual damage. So that's why she was able to do the most damage in the entire friggin' team in that situation. So I'm going to show you another fight here in which I also attacked here. And let's see. Oh wait, this is... Here we go. Cyclid. So yeah, same situation. Lot longer fight in that situation because these heroes are pretty pretty crazy. So yeah, the most damage from her is because of the healing from Alia. So if you make sure that you manipulate Alia correctly, you'll be able to do insane amounts of damage and eliminate your enemy without any problem. So let's get this party started. Check out the mana. First it's gonna appear the 25% mana first, and then the mana from the stones there. So that's pretty interesting. That's pretty cool. That situation. So I really need to activate her realm as soon as possible, because Ali's gonna go off, and yeah, that's no bueno. So that's gonna happen now, actually. So if you're wondering if Haylee gets the 25% mana on defense, yes, she does. If the enemy connects 10 stones, she gets 25% mana in that situation. And also everybody from her faction and things like that. So now I'm trying to activate stones on the left side here. So Alia actually goes off first, then the actual heroes here. So check this out. See, that's the counter from her. So if you're wondering why I don't have like Raphael to break shields, remember that when you're playing with these types of heroes that prevent actual healing and do damage when that actually goes off, that is your shield breaker, because when they heal, that they eliminate a good amount of the shields there in that situation. So that's usually the strategy. I am going to save her here because I do want to make sure to have her, because this gal is going to activate in a moment. So I definitely want to have that ready. I was able to actually kill that guy, huh? That's cool. Here we go. She activates, and perfect timing. Now we're actually able to activate her here. Let me choose my stun hero here, because in this situation, the last hero I want stunned is Alia. I want her to actually activate and make sure that actual healing turns into damage to the entire team. Look at that. That's eliminating shields little by little there. I wonder if, because these shields prevent damage from blue, maybe that damage coming from Alia is blue, because I didn't see a lot of shields being eliminated there. That is interesting. That is a good question, too, because I didn't see a lot of shields removed there. There we go. Do it again. See, not a lot of shields, but still. That's the extra shields there. Alrighty. Let's see here. So let's see the stacks here. We do have... Remember that even though Arthur gives attack and defense, he gives 43%, while this guy over here gets 50%. So it's going to give you 7% additional defense in that situation. So it's not a lot, but it is an upgrade. It is better than just having Arthur there. So now that I eliminated that gal, it's going to be pretty straightforward trying to eliminate the team here. For sure. Let's see. Alia activate. Alia activate. That's a very little amount of mana. That's a, because I'm used to actually the amount of mana that you actually gain in war. The amount of mana that you gain in war with your Alias is a lot more than in arena. I've noticed it. There we go. Now we're starting to tick away on the actual life on the heroes here. Yeah, I really, yeah. In war, I feel that Alia goes off so many times. It's actually pretty disgusting, that situation. So pretty much from here on out, it's the same thing. Trying to make sure that Alia activates that situation, then activating all my other heroes to eliminate. But since this guy is yellow, it's probably it is better for Alia to take him out in that situation. Boom! Look at that. So with a yellow team, yeah, that's definitely a good strategy there. And that's all she wrote. Now just one activation, pretty much any hero can take care of this. Oh, or the stones, pretty much. So and that's how I usually would use a Molly Haylee situation. So Alia is the life of your damage. 151k damage is a lot, guys, for sure. And if you're wondering how strong these guys are really strong. Let me see if I'm actually I'm actually not. Let me see if I'm able to find them. Gromov, you already saw it's 291. I wish I could actually see that guy again, because he wasn't okay. Now it's gonna charge gems, but he's not. Oh, actually, I can just search him here. This guy is actually pretty strong. Let me see what can find you. Come on, you Joker-looking dude. Oh, maybe I missed. Oh, here we go. 289. He's not weak, guys. So yeah, 10K difference. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You saw how long that fight was, guys, for sure. So yeah, she definitely has her uses in PvP for sure. If you haven't noticed. All right, so let's talk about her weapon. I actually did get her weapon. I mean, if you're gonna get the hero at plus freaking 5, you gotta get her weapon. And I was lucky enough to get it with crit chance because I do want her to do damage, but I haven't really gotten the chance to actually see her do damage without the healing neutralization, that situation. So if you're planning, I'm gonna talk about +0, +1 in a second. Let's talk about her weapon. So beginning. When each turn begins, has 33% chance to gain a shield by 50% of mass HP. For Haylee, an additional 60% mana gain for 2 turns. So this is the one that actually sells me. You're going to get 50% shields, which for her is mandatory. Mandatory, because let me switch to an unusual weapon here. A normal weapon. Let's see, a normal weapon. This is a normal weapon. You see all that shields? She is an incredibly squishy hero in that situation. So you are going to need a weapon that gives her additional defense. And her own weapon, the Devs know that she needs shields, so they give her a weapon that's going to give you extra shields in that situation. And on top of that, they're going to give you shields, and on top of that, mana gain, so she's going to go off many times. So I love this weapon, if you haven't noticed. That's an amazing weapon for her. Another weapon that you can actually give her, and you probably already have, is this weapon over here, Freedom from Gunov. This weapon will help her survive. I mean, the number one thing you need for her is for her to survive. So if you have this weapon at high levels, it's going to give her additional shield power. And by the way, mine has 12% defense, so actually that helps her a little bit more. This is an excellent weapon for her, for sure. The main thing you want Haylee to do is survive. I mean, I'll repeat it again, survive. Because there's a few heroes like Luna, like Artemis. When she goes off, if she doesn't have protection, she will die. So she needs protection. She needs all the shields she can get anywhere from a damage share, whatever. That's her big weakness. That she's really squishy in that situation. But for sure, I think her own weapon is the best weapon for her. I'm gonna continue to actually raise it more because these types of weapons actually give shields, especially in the type of strength for weapons, that specifically is actually hard to find. So I'm gonna raise this at least to level 80 in this situation to actually get a more shield weapon for this type of heroes for sure. So definitely this weapon for her is the best weapon by far. You can give her other weapons, but she needs protection. She needs protection. She needs protection as much as possible. And if she goes off, she'll be able to control the enemy for sure in that situation. So +0 and +1. I was able to see her at +0 and +1. And at +0, you are going to bring her in on your yellow team to prevent the healing and make sure to counter the enemy realm. If you're fighting against Apollo, you need to bring an enemy realm user to counter it, because not Apollo's going to go off over and over and over, and especially for free to play, cheap to play, that is a nightmare if you actually find somebody that has a really high level Apollo in that situation. So yeah, you have to bring her in to counter that's useful. Even if you don't have any healing, she'll be able to go off many times and be able to counterattack that. And Artemis, you do need Artemis to eliminate her realm in that situation, so you are going to bring her as well there. Outside of that, you're only going to bring her to prevent the healing. I've talked to a lot of free-to-play players when I talked about them about Molly, and every single one of them loves Molly because of the actual healing in that situation that is prevented, and the enemy is being eliminated in that situation. So her at +0, +1, you got to bring her in to eliminate that specifically. So it is relevant for sure, guys, and that for sure. So let's see what else. Oh yes, the badges. I already said that I'm going to talk about that. This hero in the high level play needs protection like crazy, and they know she needed that, so that's why they offer this in the badge. 30% less damage taken from stronger elements when battle begins. Okay, that's a big nudge for Gillian. Gillian turning her to green, this is going to help her survive a little bit more, and that's going to be a lot more relevant. So as you can see, I am working on actually getting her at least the badges to 3 of these badges to activate this, because she is dying so easily versus these. I mean, I need to upgrade her more, and I need to upgrade the resonance from yellow, because it's my weakest resonance for sure in that situation. So yeah, guys, a lot of work to do, a lot of loving to give Haylee, guys, for sure. Now, the big question: is she a must-have hero? Honestly, I would wish that Haylee would have been a better hero to give this recommendation even easier in this situation. However, in this situation, I'm going to say, oh my God, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that she is a must-have hero. But out of the must-have heroes, she's the one that is going to be less priority in that situation, because we do have a lot of must-have heroes, but some of them are less priority. They don't make my top 10 in the end of the year in that situation, unless she actually starts being used on defense. And there's an incredible combo that eliminates heroes in the very first turns using Haylee on defense. Yeah, you're gonna know that that's gonna happen, that situation, and in wars and things like that, if there's more brave souls out there. But I'm gonna say that for now, with hesitation, because I do see that she's with hesitation, I'm gonna say that she's a must-have. But I'm gonna give you my final opinion on her update video. I still need to actually test her out. I do need to see her more in action in wars and things like that, for sure. But I do think that she's a very powerful hero, and I see a lot of uses as long as she freaking survives in that situation. So let's talk about recommendations for awakenings. Her +1 is always cool. And that's it. If you're going to use her specifically to counterattack enemy team realms from your enemy, you're gonna need the +1 for sure, to make sure that when the fight starts, you actually counteract that as soon as possible. So that's pretty important, guys, for sure. But the +3, I think the actual sweet spot for her is the +3. This +3, even though you're not doing a lot with the +1, this +3 is gonna help you get the advantage that you actually need against your enemy, specifically with mana, especially if you're starting off the fight and things like that. And on defense, this is going to be very powerful. If your enemy doesn't have a Team Realm hero, that is not going to be very good for them, because they're going to be silently not gaining as much mana as they actually need in that situation. So yeah, very powerful stuff, guys, for sure. The +5, I mean, this ability is designed to just defense. I mean, the +1 and the +2 as well, straight up defense in that situation. So that is the problem with her in that situation. A lot of people are not going to see their full potential until they put her in freaking defense. And yeah, on the attack, you'll be able to actually use her as a Molly. Pretty much, she's a Molly that is yellow, that gains mana on her own in time. In that situation. So if you see her as an extra Molly in your teams, you can actually use her in very powerful ways versus a lot of heroes, specifically Alia. That's a really problem hero with the healing. Isadora is going to have problems with her as well, for sure, in that situation, especially in other parts of in war defense in that situation. But as I said, you're only going to see her actually shine more is on defense. And it has to be a good defense team, and for her to not be very weak. Yeah. So, yeah, that's going to be a problem for sure. But I'll continue testing, and I'll see what happens. As I said, I very, very hesitantly saying that she's the must-have hero, because you do need realm heroes whichever way possible, and she's a very powerful realm hero. However, if you want to actually focus on another hero, go ahead. Don't worry. She's not like she's not Gillian. She's probably not going to be in my top 10 at the end of the year, probably. But still, I still think that you should get as many realm heroes as possible, and this is a very good one that actually gains mana on her own. So that's that is something very different from other realm heroes for sure, guys. All right, guys, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please leave it in the comments, and we'll talk about it. All right, thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.